Hello everyone, and welcome to French Horn Etude Masterclass. Today we will be playing through this year's KISD Region 30 Lyrical Etude. First, I'm going to play through the piece at a practice tempo of quarter equals 50 with eighth notes on the metronome, and I'm going to leave the metronome on while playing so you can play along too. The full suggested tempo is quarter equals 76 to 88, but when learning something new, it's always a great strategy to play it at a slow, subdivided tempo. There will also be a performance tempo recording at the end of the video. Let's get started with the practice tempo recording. Have your copy of the music ready to go in order to play along. The metronome will play for a full measure, and then the music will start. Here are some more ideas to keep in mind while practicing this etude regarding notes, rhythms, and style and phrasing. This etude has no key signature and is in the key of C major. Be sure to know the C scale inside and out, as many passages in the etude are based on the scale. This also means that even though B flat is a very popular note in band, most of the B's in this piece will be played B naturals, except in a few instances where B flats and A flats are added in. When this happens, remember that added in accidentals last for the entire measure, but reset in the next measure. Notice that this etude has some 16th note rhythms. In measure 19, we see 16th notes in a set of 4, but more commonly throughout the etude, we see an 8th note followed by 2 16th notes. It's important to know how to count all the syllables in 16th note rhythms. For example, for 16th notes in a set of 4, we say 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And for the 8th notes followed by 2 16th notes, we say 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Remember that 16th notes don't necessarily mean fast notes, especially at the practice tempo or even at the moderate performance tempo. In fact, another reason why subdividing eighth notes while practicing is so important is that you realize that all you need to do is fit 2 16th notes into one of those eighth note clicks. To capture the style of a lyrical etude, Aim to perform it in the same way a singer would, by making every note beautiful and connecting the notes in a sustained, longer style. Good places to breathe in this etude would generally be after a long note or before a beat 4. Oftentimes in this piece, beat 4 is a pair of eighth notes that serve as a pickup into the next measure, so it makes sense to breathe there. A polished performance includes not only the correct notes and rhythms, but the dynamics as well. Be sure to follow the printed dynamics and notice that a lot of the time the crescendos will lead you to a C. This makes sense because, after all, we are in the key of C, making that an important note to bring out throughout the piece. Another way to say this is phrase to the C's. If you've played a solo before, you might have noticed that oftentimes in music, the theme introduced at the beginning reappears at the end, and this etude is no exception. Notice that the material in measures 1 through 8 comes back in measure 17 to the end, but is a little more embellished the second time around. Even the added B flat and A flat in measures 6 and 7 come back in measures 22 and 23, so be sure to hear the same descending pattern there that we heard at the beginning. Finally, be sure to perform the ritardando in measures 15 and 16 and the molto ritardando in the last two measures, and to make a difference between these two instructions. The first ritardando in measure 15 tells you to gradually become slower, and the A tempo in measure 17 tells you to return to the original tempo there. Adding the word molto at the end, which translates to much or very, means that the molto ritardando is going to get even slower than the regular one did. So make sure to differentiate between the two in your performance. Now I will play the etude at performance tempo. This time the metronome will not be on, both to represent a true live performance and also to include the gradual tempo changes mentioned previously. When choosing a performance tempo, remember that you should choose the tempo you are most comfortable with, not just the fastest one. To prove this point to everyone, my performance tempo is going to be 82, the exact average of the range of suggested tempos. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn those notifications on, as I will be posting a video for the technical etude very soon as well. Happy practicing, and see you next time.